Well, seeing as this is my outlet that nobody listens to, and so I feel more free to talk about things that I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of when there's tragedy. It's particularly weird because I've, in effect, gone back into the closet. But the simple reality is that a kid is dead, which happens too often the world over. But it does always hit different when it's something like this. And we actually don't know what happens to the individual in question. There's a preliminary report saying that they did not receive fatal injuries during the assault, but the fact remains that they were assaulted and they subsequently died. The closest thing to a positive thought I can have is to thank God that they didn't die then and there. They were able to receive love and care from their family before passing away, instead of their last thing they experience on Earth being intentionally hurt by somebody else. We don't actually know why they died. Police have released a report saying that they did not die from the assault, but in all probability what that really means is that they did not receive any immediately fatal injuries that the medical examiner was able to find. The odds of somebody being assaulted and then dying for completely unrelated reasons within 72 hours is very low, but they may have had an underlying medical condition. More likely they received some sort of concussion, and it took time before, well, they died. That happens a lot. Nex, in all probability, was hit in the head and then died, because concussions can kill. I'm speculating wildly here, and well, I don't know. Out of respect for the family, I don't want to purport to know what happened, but what I do know so far is that the police seem to be releasing reports trying to downplay the role of the assault in their death. But again, we don't have the medical examiner's report, so I don't think the family owes that to the public, but the family has expressed an interest in not letting this happen to somebody else's child. And so if I were to guess, I would say that they received injuries that were not fatal, but that they ultimately did pass away because, well, those injuries can sometimes linger and either exacerbate an underlying condition or bring about death through some secondary issue. You can have an aneurysm, or an embolism, one of a handful of other problems related to a traumatic blunt force injuries like that. And the police are, again, I'm speculating wildly, but they're probably trying to avoid having to charge kids who assaulted Nex with murder. And I'm not interested in throwing any kids in prison, even when they do something as horrible as this. The reality is they assaulted somebody and they died, though. There does have to be some form of accountability for that. Should take into account their age, though, and I don't think their lives should be over. Which is what would happen if they caught a murder charge. But our legal system has a way to deal with that already. If you do something without the intent of killing somebody, but that something is illegal and dangerous, and then somebody dies, that is precisely what a manslaughter charge is for. And so it doesn't appear that they were trying to kill Nex, but they were trying to hurt them. And they did. Then they died. And that's manslaughter. I don't think they should go to prison for the rest of their lives for that. But I don't think it's right to pretend that they didn't do anything wrong either. And I am particularly angry with the parents of the perpetrators of the assault because, yeah, where are the parents? And why are they raising their kids to think it's okay to beat someone to a bloody pulp just because you don't like them? Life goes on. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. Probably it will. At least they didn't die alone and in pain.